The trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin is set to begin today.
The Suez Canal trade route gets some positive news after a weekend of immobility.
Issues at the border continue to grow as immigration numbers rise.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV News at Noon. I'm Michelle Brooks.
And I'm Lexi Flores. The murder trial of former police officer Derek Chauvin begins today. Daryl Forbes has an update on what to expect from today's opening statements.
Less than a year after the world first heard his name, amid an international reckoning over racial justice, opening statements are set to be delivered in the trial of the former police officer charged in the death of 46-year-old George Floyd.
Thank you.
Derek Chauvin has pleaded not guilty to charges of second-degree unintentional murder and second-degree manslaughter, as well as third-degree murder. The charges provide the jury with 3 different ways of determining how liable Chauvin is for Floyd's death, if at all.
Can you set aside everything that you may have heard beforehand and focus exclusively on the evidence as it's presented in court?
Yes.
The diverse jury panel of 15 includes 3 alternates, but one of them will be dismissed once 14 jurors have been sworn in Monday morning.
Those 14 will be seated and sworn, and we'll proceed with opening statements at that time.
Outside the Hennepin County Government Center, concrete barriers and razor wire, authorities urging demonstrators to remain peaceful.
We're continuing to keep our focus where it belongs, which is on safety, protecting First Amendment speech, and the ability to peacefully protest.
As activists, allies, and Floyd's family continue the calls for justice.
We need justice because the things that my family are going through, nobody else will go through that in life. We are torn and broken down right now.
The trial began early this morning around 9 a.m. with opening statements at 9:30. We'll keep you updated as the story develops. Family members of 26-year-old Botham Jean unveiled a new street sign carrying his name in downtown Dallas on Saturday. The sign runs along 4 miles of what was Lamar Street, where Jean lived and was killed in his apartment. The city of Dallas unanimously approved renaming the street in honor of Botham about 2 months later. Today, Dallas city officials will introduce new legislation creating what they called Bo's Law. The new law will require officers to keep their body cam activated for the entirety of an investigation.
Some good news has arrived for Texas residents. After a decision made by Governor Greg Abbott, all Texas citizens over the age of 16 are now eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Following Governor Abbott's announcement, Denton County Public Health reported nearly 13,000 people signed up to receive the vaccine. DCPH expects people to begin receiving their shots this coming week. The news of expanded vaccination could not come at a better time for Texas residents. Over 2,200 new cases were reported on Sunday, as well as 63 deaths as of Friday. Denton County had a total of over 71,000 COVID cases with 462 confirmed deaths. According to the state, just over 16% of Denton County residents over the age of 16 have been fully vaccinated.
Well, with so many people getting in lines for vaccines, hopefully the weather stays nice at the Texas Motor Speedway.
I know, we've been so lucky the past few days with beautiful warm weather. Let's go to our weather anchor Danielle Zachariah to see if it's here to stay. Danielle?
Thanks, Michelle. It is definitely here to stay. Right now, we are currently experiencing temperatures at 60 degrees with the feels like 59 and a wind speed coming in from the south at 10 miles per hour. Later tonight, those clear skies will turn a little more cloudy with a temperature of 57 degrees with the feels like 54 and a wind speed coming in from the south at 15 miles per hour. And tomorrow, you can expect partly sunny skies with a temperature of 78 degrees with the feels like 74 and a wind speed coming in from the south at 15 miles per hour. That's all I have for first look. Back to you ladies at the desk.
The sound of boat horns now signals freedom for ships trying to make it through the Suez Canal. The 220,000-ton Ever Given Freightliner was set free 2 hours ago. Last night's full moon allowed crew to work all through the night to free the ship. After digging almost 60 feet into the shore and rising water levels due to a natural spring, the boat finally began to move. This news is well received by businesses around the world as the alternative route going around the southern tip of Africa was adding to more than $26,000 a day in fuel costs. Reports coming out of the country of Myanmar say that the military carried out airstrikes on a region controlled by the ethnic Karen minority. According to the armed Karen National Union, these airstrikes happened near the Thai border on Sunday. Security forces reportedly killed at least 114 people Saturday, including several children. Activists in the region are calling this a day of shame.
The Hawaiian island of Lanai may be the first place in the country to reach herd immunity. Reporter Eddie Dowd has more on the story.
With a population of roughly 3,000 residents, state officials are eyeing this island as the place that could be one of the first in the country to reach herd immunity.
The fact that we could, allocate so few doses to this population and protect it, insulate it from this virus is fabulous.
It's an awesome feeling, it put Lanai on the map.
Mass vaccination started here in March. According to the state, 2,300 residents are over the age of 15 and eligible for the vaccine. So far, at least 65% of them have received at least their first shot. That's just 15% away from getting to what scientists consider herd immunity levels. We wanted to see for ourselves just how they're reaching that goal. We are now making our descent to the island of Lanai, where I am told there's only about 30 miles of paved road, no stoplights. Once we landed, getting to the mass vaccination site was just a 15-minute drive, located in Lanai City, where the majority of the population lives. When we arrived, we saw people as young as 16 years old getting their shot.
It feels good getting the vaccine. I hope we all can go back to normal, how the world is.
For people who are skeptical about getting their vaccine, it's going to be like an experiment, an example.
Any questions at all?
It's here we met Dr. John Janikowski. He is only one of 2 doctors who live in this remote community. For the last year, he's been holding his breath, knowing the island does not have the resources to handle an outbreak of COVID-19.
It was a little worrisome just from the point of view that we didn't know exactly what we were dealing with.
He's now breathing a little easier because he's seeing many of his patients showing up to get vaccinated. State Senator Jay Kalani English and Representative Linda Coit, who represent the area, say what's happening on the island gives them hope for the rest of Hawaii.
Why not inoculate one whole island, right? That if we can do it, let's do it.
It feels really good, and hopefully Lanai can be the example to the rest of the islands.
Aloha can also mean goodbye, and it's something the people of Lanai are hoping to be able to say soon to COVID-19.
10 states plan to make all adults eligible for the vaccine by the end of this week.
When we return, Jessica Jalal will fill us in on what to expect from UNT's Pride Week.
Plus, issues near the border have caught the attention of one California politician. Stick around.
Okay, that's perfect. But I had a great time talking to you today. I have one more question. Is wrestling really real?
What?
You've made yourself a target, James.
When you park in front of the ramp, somebody can't make it up the ramp. When somebody can't make it up the ramp, they miss their class. When they miss their class, they fail their final. When they fail their final, they drop out of school. If you drop out of school, you get a face tattoo from a guy named Scorpion. Don't get a face tattoo from a guy named Scorpion. Be courteous. Don't block wheelchair ramps.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
you're looking for something to do this week, UNT is kicking off their first annual Pride Week.
That's right, virtual and in-person events will be hosted all week long. Jessica Jalal is in studio to give us a little bit more information about these events. Jessica?
Good afternoon, guys. This week is UNT's first Pride Week. UNT's University Program Council, UPC, and Pride Alliance, which is UNT's Gender and Sexuality Resource Center, have put together an event for each day this week. If you like games, starting off today, you can play Condom Bingo via Zoom at 7 p.m. Tuesday the 30th, you can make your own Pride flag earrings and pins from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. in room 339 at the Union. Wednesday the 31st will be a Zoom discussion on the Trans Day of Visibility and Gender Euphoria. That will also be at 7 p.m. and ending the week on April 1st is UNT's drag show at 7:30 on Zoom. All of these Zoom links will be available on the UNT Pride's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at UNT Pride. So if you were looking for something fun to do, then you're set for the week. That's all I have for you guys today. Back to y'all at the desk.
Several prayer vigils for DPS trooper Chad Walker took place over the weekend. Walker was shot on Friday and taken to Baylor Scott and White Hillcrest in Waco, where he remains in critical condition. The suspect accused of shooting Chad Walker fled the scene after the shooting, and a blue alert was issued to help find him on Saturday evening. Officers located the suspect barricaded in a home near Mexia. However, officers say the suspect was found dead after an apparent suicide. A GoFundMe was started for Walker's wife and 4 kids and is intended to help pay for Walker's medical expenses. As vaccinations continue, Southwest Airlines is planning big things ahead of an expected increase in air travel. The airline announced today that they would be purchasing 100 Boeing 737 planes with an option to purchase 155 more down the line. The announcement comes as somewhat of a surprise. The Boeing 737 planes were grounded for almost 2 years after 2 of the planes killed close to 350 people. The airline is planning to replace the older models of their planes with this new MAX version.
More severe storms left residents seeking shelter this past weekend. Damaging winds with gusts as high as 75 miles per hour and golf ball to baseball sized hail were reported in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. At least 5 tornadoes were reported in East Texas alone on Saturday. These storms left communities trying to salvage what they could from their homes. At least 1 person was confirmed dead.
Lexi, I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen more hail this spring.
I agree. Usually my car has been damaged at least twice. But hopefully we're just lucky this year. Our weather anchor Danielle should be able to let us know whether we should plan to contact our insurance companies anytime soon. Danielle?
Well, Lexi, I don't expect any hail in the future, well, just more of beautiful weather. Right now, let's take a look across North Texas, where temperatures are currently ranging in the 50s and the 60s. And it's not just our area that's experiencing this warm weather as well. Across the state, we are all, this entire state is currently experiencing temperatures in the 50s and the 60s. So in our beautiful state, there is so much incredible weather right now. Now let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. And as you can see, there is no need for umbrellas or raincoats because you can expect sunny skies all throughout the week with high ranges ranging in the 60s and 70s and lows ranging in the 40s and 50s. And as you can tell, I highly encourage you all to take advantage of this incredible weather. That's all I have right now. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Danielle. The overwhelming migrant numbers near the U.S. and Mexico border continue to rise. The state of Texas is doing everything in its power to assist these families. However, experts are saying that border crossings are to continue. CNN's Rosa Flores has more.
Hola. This is what the Biden administration has not allowed America to see. To tell this story, we were escorted by Texas state troopers. Lines of migrants on Texas trails along the Rio Grande. Nancy is pregnant and cried describing her painful journey from Honduras. Ronnie says his family fled Honduras due to devastation from 2 recent hurricanes. And under this bridge, even more lines of migrants. Their silhouettes beyond the trees, a sign America's immigration system is overwhelmed.
Please stand. Thank you.
During his first formal press conference, President Biden said,
I will commit to transparency.
And while one poll news camera was allowed inside an HHS facility for unaccompanied migrant children this week, it was a sanitized version of reality, far removed from the bottleneck of this border processing facility. U.S. Customs and Border Protection releasing their own video this week. CNN's repeated requests for access to immigration processing facilities have been denied. The day we captured this video, Texas state troopers were our guides.
As soon as they make landfall, that's considered the U.S. side for us.
The cartels will...
Sent here by Governor Greg Abbott earlier this month to thwart smugglers.
It's a way to suffocate and put a lot of pressure on the cartel.
Victor Escalon is the top cop in charge of what Abbott calls Operation Lone Star.
As Border Patrol gets tied up with processing migrants that come across, they'll leave miles at times open on the river.
That's where Texas steps in, by water, air, and by ground, says Escalon, to fill the gaps of security on the Rio Grande. According to state troopers, if you look closely in between those trees, you'll see a camp, some sort of staging area on the Mexican side. I'm on the U.S. side, and this is one of the hot spots they described, an area, a trail that is used by migrants, and you can clearly see the path. The landscape is peppered with evidence that it is used by migrants. We see clothes, documents, masks, all leading to these dirt trails with arrows pointing migrants to the immigration processing center under the bridge.
Aguanta hambre, sueño y todo.
Nancy says feeling hungry for two was the worst part of the journey.
De Honduras.
While most of the migrants I met said they made the trek to the U.S. because they were poor, this little girl was rich in faith. Ending our conversation by saying thanks and God bless you.
Many leaders in the United States have spoken out in regard to the high number of migrant children near the border. And now California Representative Barbara Lee speaks out on the overcrowded conditions of the unaccompanied minors.
I saw that in El Paso, and that's why I'm saying the Customs and Border Control, they need to do their job in terms of patrolling the border. We need to have more resettlement centers. We have to have sponsors who can take these children more quickly and process them. We have to have the parents and family members ready to accept the children and go through the case management that's required. I visited McAllen, Texas, when the Trump administration was separating children from their families. I visited Homestead. It was a total disaster. It was awful, the pain and suffering and trauma. We still have a long way to go. And so the Customs and Border Patrol facilities are to hold people, hold adults. They're not prepared to take care of children. So we've got to reprioritize our resources.
After the break, our Denton on a Dime reporter Chanel Young has the spot for those who love to shop but don't want to break the bank.
Plus, I'll give you the update on dining here at UNT. Stick around.
You've made yourself a target, James.
Okay, that's perfect. But I had a great time talking to you today. I have one more question. Is wrestling really real?
What?
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
Well, I really love to shop, and it's especially when I don't have to worry about spending too much money.
Me too, Michelle. Thankfully, our Den on a Dime anchor, Chanel, will be telling us about a local store for people who shop on a budget.
Twice as Nice resale of Denton gives shoppers the freedom to buy a wide variety of items without having to worry about the money they spend. But this resale store protects more than your budget. It protects lives. ntTV's Elizabeth Garcia tells us more.
Twice as Nice is a volunteer-driven nonprofit organization that provides customers with upscale resale products at a low cost to help a good cause. This store is open to the public Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. All of the proceeds go to the Women to Women Pregnancy Resource Center, where they benefit both women and families, especially new moms who are in need of diapers, wipes, and formula. Twice as Nice offers items ranging anywhere from clothing to jewelry, purses, furniture, home decor, books, and more. With furniture up to $250 along with clothing anywhere from $2 to $5 and even men's suits as low as $12. It is evident shoppers can purchase items on a budget.
We have daily sales, so we offer 20% off every day for students, veterans, educators, first responders, and seniors. This week we have a half off sale on Friday, and this week and next week we're also having an Easter egg giveaway where customers can pick up an Easter egg and get anywhere from 30 to 60% off, or if they find our golden egg, 75% off. The community can always help us just keep going by coming and shopping with us, by donating both items and financially, and also by donating their time. So people in the community, especially students, can come and volunteer, and there's so many different departments they can work. We are mostly volunteer run. I would absolutely recommend both students and Denton residents to come, especially students. I was a student once, and finding affordable places to shop but that also have a good environment are few and far between, and I would like to say that we are one of those places. We are affordable, and also we love to be a part of the community. We love to greet our customers and just make them feel like family and make them feel welcome. So for all Denton residents, I hope that they can come to Twice as Nice and find something they love, but also establish a community here.
Purchase affordable quality items while also helping out the community. It sure seems like a win-win. That's all for Denton on a Dime. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Chanel. Recent changes have been made on campus relating to dining and dorm life. Dining services are no longer available on the first floor of Kerr Hall. There were many motives as to why dining services had to change.
Kerr Hall is the largest residence hall here on UNT campus. There were dining options on the first floor, but they have been closed. I got to speak with Peter Balabuch, the Executive Director of Dining Services, to discuss why these changes have been made.
So many years ago, we had planned to do an upgrade. This actually started all the way back in 2014. An upgraded renovation inside of Kerr Dining Hall. And we were looking at everything from service to seating. And when you start looking at things in a building the age of Kerr, infrastructure and the deterioration sometimes of infrastructure comes into play.
With Kerr Hall being one of the largest residence hall housing over 900 students, it is also one of the oldest, explaining the deterioration that it has faced over the years.
It was suggested that really and truly you will get more bang for your dollar to basically for not much more to have to move it into a freestanding building.
This freestanding building is now known as Eagle Landing, located across from Kerr Hall, but this doesn't leave the question alone as to what is going to happen with this vacant space.
Ultimately, the long-term plan is to expand the vegan options over there. Now, we're not looking, it wouldn't be a sixth dining hall. What we'd probably do sometime down the line is basically move the vegan service from Mean Greens and basically make where you currently see Kerr space now as the Mean Greens 2.0.
It is no secret that UNT is home of innovative faculty and students that are trying to bring back wellness into dining services.
Last semester, I had the chance to report outside the new Globe Life field during the World Series. It was beautiful, but very limited on capacity.
Well, I actually just heard that limited capacity might be changing at the field. Our sports anchor Josh Price has information on that and more. Josh?
That's right, Lexi. Rangers fans will soon be able to enjoy the open air of Globe Life Field once again. I'll let you know how the Rangers are handling reopening after the break.
Okay, that's perfect. But I had a great time talking to you today. I have one more question. Is wrestling really real?
What? You've made yourself a target, James.
UNT is more than 125 years in the making. To find new solutions, we create a new point of view. We know what's possible when creativity, originality, and independent thought converge. We're ranked a Tier 1 research university. We're home to excellence the size of Texas. Define your future at UNT and soar to new heights.
The Rangers wrap up spring training this week with a game on Monday and Tuesday against the Milwaukee Brewers. These games will be played at home at Globe Life Field. Fans will be in attendance as the Rangers will be the only major league team to allow 100% capacity. Masks will be required for all fans except when eating or drinking, and don't expect to reach into your wallet for cash as all transactions will be digital. This marks the first time fans will be in attendance at Globe Life Field since the 2020 World Series. Rangers fans will be able to see their 2021 squad for the first time in person tonight at 7:05 p.m. Texas native Scotty Scheffler took on Billy Horschel in the WGC Dell Match Play Championship on Sunday. Horschel defeated Scheffler by a score of 2-1 at the Austin Country Club. This marked the first time in Billy Horschel's professional career that he won a solo match play event. Both players will be back in action at the up-and-coming Valero Texas Open, which starts April 1st and runs through the 4th. UNT football closed out their spring practice schedule on Saturday. Some fans weren't in attendance as we saw a few new faces for the Mean Green. North Carolina quarterback transfer Jace Ruder impressed alongside their early enrollees for the 2021 signing class. This is the biggest offseason for head coach Seth Luttrell as the Mean Green are coming off a 4-6 season in a very disappointing Myrtle Beach bowl game against Coastal Carolina. UNT is also losing star receiver Jalen Darden to the NFL draft. Seth Luttrell has a very young and inexperienced squad that will all need to get on the same page if UNT wants to make at the run at a Conference USA title. Lexi, Michelle, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Josh, and thank you for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 here on North Texas Television.